Welcome to Arcade Attack. A retro gaming podcast for up to 4 players.
Sonic Boom!
Welcome back to the latest Arcade Attack podcast. It's Adrian here, and we've got a full house. We've got James.
Woohoo! Howdy.
We've got Dylan.
I'm James's little devil on his shoulder.
We've got Keith.
Hello.
Is that it? Is that the full caboodle?
No.
That's the question. We've got another player amongst us. Who are you, sir?
Rob, and yeah, good to be back with you guys for a few episodes. I was actually thinking about some of the greatest hits from beforehand, comparing the original Tetris in a negative way to the latest version of Candy Crush. The Golden Axe song, saying Bob the cartoon,
the Golden Axe song.
saying the Bubsy cartoon character sounded and acted like a meth addict. But I think like my crowning glory was episode 103, the 30 game ideas in 60 minutes. You know, that just took so much creativity and ingenuity and you know, like stamina
and modesty.
Just to talk for that long. Thank you, Keith. I don't think anyone could ever do something like that again.
No way.
Nor should they ever attempt it. It'd be scandalous.
And they haven't.
Well, actually,
I feel like that is an idea best left alone.
and it's
And on
Andy.
that note-
It's Andy Ending's favourite ever episode, or it was back in the day. I don't know if it still is.
No, it is. It still is.
So surely no one would try and trump that, would they? It would be Andy Endings.
Or should they?
Rob, because you're here, I've come up with 30 of my own crazy games.
Damn it, Adrian. Look, just tell me one thing. Tell me that they're all better than She's All That, the game.
Oh no.
It's been reading my notes.
Hacky sack.
I remember that's the one game idea you suggested.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares.
I think we know one thing is that it's nothing on your list is ever going to be better than Corey in the House.
Oh, I know. Without the infamous game. Rob, what are the rules for this? Because I could spurt about these for months and months, but how are we going to narrow it down a bit?
60 minutes, 30 game ideas. Every 2 minutes, I'll start the clock, and then every 2 minutes there'll be a ding, and that's your cue to move on to the next game. No matter whether someone's in mid-sentence, they stop, we go on to the next one. You have 2 minutes to convince us these are good ideas.
Are we ready for this?
I feel like we need to take
This is
a deep
pressure.
breath.
This is
I'm
pressure.
scared as well.
Stretches.
You want me to count you in?
Should we do it then?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, so the first game I've got is Peer Pressure. It's a peer simulation game, a bit like Theme Park, but you make a peer. So you got to add
Okay.
cafes, rides,
Yeah.
tarot readers,
Rides? I guess there was some
Right,
rides.
yeah.
Those are hard rides.
Theme beer.
Clean up any sick and make sure there are no drunken louts causing havoc. You can win awards like the world's longest pier. You can have a train on the pier. So it's pretty good. What do you reckon, Peer Pressure?
Peer simulator. This is great.
I would play it based on the name.
Yeah, I
It's
like
just a
peer
great
pressure.
name.
I
but
like,
I've got to
I
play
like
peer
peers.
pressure.
Do you
I like-
ever have like cases where you get sued because children or people or drunks have fallen off the pier?
Yes, so safety's part of it. You get a safety record and stuff like that. And what I just think it'd be quite a fun game. You can make a really long pier, or you can make a crazy pier that goes in weird, I don't know, angles. I don't know if that's really a pier, but we're allow it. So yeah, think theme park.
I like it.
I have a question. So one thing about peers is I never like the engineering of them is amazing. Did
Yes.
you have to like actually engineer it properly so it didn't collapse?
Yes, like in Roller Coaster Tycoon, you have to kind of build it up, and you have to strengthen the kind of pillars that hold it up and so forth. And yeah, I think. So, some of my favourite piers, like Brighton Pier, is pretty cool. There'd be arcades and stuff like that. And actually, Brighton Pier, they've got like a ride right at the end of it now where you almost flung off.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I've
you
been on
describe
that.
it. I
Yeah.
was too scared.
We were lining up and I was
Yeah.
saying to my friend, like, what did you think would be the worst way to die in one of these? I said if it kind of comes loose and gets dragged, and basically, if like the kind of thing that's keeping you in comes loose and you have to hang on to keep from flying out. She said if it flies off and you drown.
So that would happen in peer pressure.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
It's a potential risk in
It
peer
is a-
pressure.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to burn down the pier for insurance?
You what, like the one in Brighton?
Oh, yeah, you could like burn it down, get the insurance money, and build more piers. But definitely don't have Piers Morgan.
Sponsored by Piers Morgan. Game 2, Rocky, the point and click adventure.
I knew there'd be Rocky in here.
Right, game
Come
3.
on.
So,
Give me the details.
like in Monkey Island, there's sword fighting, insult sword fighting, but this has got insult boxing. So there's no real fighting in it, but there is matches. But you've
Okay.
got to do
What,
like.
Rocky's got to rely on his sharp wit to defeat.
Yes, he does.
I can see where this. Yeah, I can see where there might be a few problems.
It's not bad. What are you going to say next? It's not bad. Options like punch, slur, snarl, bounce ball, and look punchy.
Look, punchy.
Does Mickey come in and go, get out of here?
Oh, yes.
But so, for example, you've got to use your brain in this game. So to continue the story, for example, you've got to start punch the meat. How do we forget? You've got to punch the meat, break
Punch
egg,
the meat.
Beat the meat.
You've got to break. You've got to get the eggs, break them, and then drink them. Also, you've got to make sure you sing do 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 do.
You've got to make sure it's in tune. Yeah.
Ron Stallone.
Yeah, okay.
Do you get to feed the turtles as well?
Yes, you have to. Also, you've got to take off your motorcycle helmet and throw it at the statue to continue.
Yeah.
And also, remember the locker scene? He can't open his locker in Rocky 1. You've got to take off your hat, look at the number, and if it doesn't work, then you have to pick up the fire hydrant and use fire hydrant on locker. So it's like a point-and-click game that follows the Rocky story.
You're basically giving like a walkthrough of it on the podcast.
Yeah,
Like, come on,
that's
if you're
good,
going to
though.
do it, like keep those things.
So in Rocky 5, do you have like the whole screen flashing to illuminate like the brain damage?
It's
kind of
blurry as
hallucinations.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be a really fun game. I think quite pixely
I
art.
want to play it. I want to play it.
Would you play Rocky?
Definitely.
Point and click?
Yeah.
It'd be like Rocky without any of the fun, exciting bits in the films.
I'd play it. I'd play it.
I like it. It's just called Rocky the Point and Click Adventure.
Yeah, with insult boxing. That's the important thing.
And Mickey going, women weaker to me.
Well, game 3. The Fly Scribblenauts. So I don't know if you guys have ever played Scribblenauts before. It's a great game, actually.
Nope.
No one's played Scribblenauts.
You've got 2 minutes to describe Scribblenauts
okay,
and
anyway,
your game.
Not
You're
going
up
out.
against it now.
You are Dr. Brundle, and you have to use your transporters to combine the DNA of any animal, or any 2 animals, to solve missions. So, if you need to win a lancing competition underwater, you would combine the DNA with a narwhal and a narwhal and maybe a human, I don't know, who knows. So,
There's famous underwater lancing competitions.
yeah.
Do you mean jousting?
Yeah, jousting, yeah.
I love that because I love the fly, obviously
Yeah,
Brundle
yeah,
fly
yeah.
and stuff, and also you have to think about these things and like nature and stuff and like solving
So an
problems.
owl
I like-
and a seahorse.
Yeah, perfect answer. So, other scenarios might be: how would you score? I don't know, shoot a basket in the hoops. I don't know, 100 feet in the air. You might, I don't know, combine a giraffe with Michael Jordan.
A bird of some kind?
Yeah. So
Giraffe.
Scribblenauts,
That's way too easy.
Scribblenauts, you got a puzzle and you write in on the Switch on the DS. Really, if you want, you can write any object and it'll come.
You have to combine 2 things, though.
You don't have to combine it,
Oh.
but this is my version does.
Okay,
you have to
okay.
combine the DNA of 2 animals or
Okay.
whatever to get to.
I like it.
To beat.
I'm
puzzles.
sure it'll work every bit as well as it did in the film.
yeah, sure, it'll
yeah.
work out well for all
Yeah,
involved.
so if you guys don't know what Scribblenauts is, it doesn't really help, but it's kind of like
It's a bit of a
Okay.
non-starter if we don't know Scribblenauts.
yeah. But you guys are interested?
Not really.
yeah.
Grudgingly.
Dick.
I think they're saying yes to be
If
nice.
it's got an official The Fly license, I mean,
Yeah, it's got to have Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
that's part of the contract.
see that? Yeah, now I'm sold.
So he's like the playable sprite.
Yeah, you're kind of controlling him, and you got to pick. I don't know. Maybe you got a cage of animals. You chuck that one in there, chuck
Yeah.
it in there. Combine the 2 to solve puzzles.
Ding.
Yeah. Oh, Croydon. Game 4, Croydon facelift. You are now the mayor of Croydon, and you have the budget. Don't know how they got the budget to give the infamous town a much-needed facelift.
Infamous.
Will you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Will you resurrect Alders or fund the infamous recreation of the Crystal Palace? Or would you just try and get rid of crime, So it's like a SimCity game, and your task is to improve Croydon.
Where's this money coming from?
We don't want to know.
This is a fictional version of the world where Croydon didn't blow all its money in Iceland, or where did it invest everything?
Oh, it bought a hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, they've done some
Lots of
questionable
questionable
things.
Yes.
I like how you called it Croydon facelift.
Yeah, that's nice.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I have to
Go on,
explain this for the
tell our
listeners.
listeners what a Croydon facelift
So
is.
basically, when a girl's really got her hair up, like to the point where you can see every bit of her forehead.
Yeah.
It's Croydon facelift.
So it works on 2 levels.
It does work on 2
The
levels.
and the Jojo Siwa haircut, if you know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
We're too old for
I
that.
guess it would be
reference,
like a top-down kind of SimCity 2000
Yeah, yeah.
kind of view, but a bit more zoomed in.
It's funny because now Croydon has an elected mayor,
Yes.
so he will be involved in how the budget is spent.
Yes. And you can obviously increase taxes by 5%. Topical.
So the art,
If you wanted to. If you wanted to.
Tropical.
so the artwork is basically a big forehead, and then all the buildings are the hairs, and then you draw them back.
that's
building,
good.
can you
We've got
imagine?
the marketing done. That's
There you
good.
go.
Yeah.
There's your box
So
art.
could I spend the money to bring back Sega World Debenhams?
Yes, and you should.
Yes.
That is definitely.
Well, that's what I would do
Keith
when
for
I play.
mayor.
Could
When I
you
play
use the
Croydon
money to
facelift.
open up a decent pub?
I will try.
Oh, no. Come on, don't be unrealistic.
Controversial.
Yeah, we can't even maintain a Waitrose now. I say we as if I still live here. But
Say you can say it condescendingly.
I had to get the coin. Game 5. Mundane Mario Party. Play against 3 friends and battle across various mini-games based on the mundane of life. Such as
mundanity, surely.
mundanity of life. Such as getting your petrol pump closest to £30. So you have to don't go to 30.
That's a real dad thing. That is.
Yeah.
Who can unscrew a pickled onion jar the quickest because they're quite tough.
Yeah.
Or sort colours from whites for washing. Watch out for the dreaded pink shirt, though. You don't want that to happen. So it's lots of mini games.
Does that include thermostat adjuster?
Yes, it does.
It's a
It
good
does.
mini game.
Can I make a
Yeah.
suggestion? Shopping trip to IKEA where you have to match up exact colours. like eggshell as opposed to cream or off-white.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've done enough of that in real life. I don't want to have to do it in a
Or
game.
bone.
Yeah.
It's a bone.
Any other crazy, boring games we could add in? That's just.
Photocopying.
Oh, yeah.
Gardening, I hate doing that bit out there. That's rubbish. That
Like
is.
little mini games.
Renewing your insurance.
Renewing your insurance, that's
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah.
Finally, you've got to find a better quote. You've got to try and save money. So you have to, on your car insurance, you have to save at least £100
So you
a
could
year.
get partial funding for this game from Compare the Market or something.
Yeah, you could actually.
Cup of tea making.
Yeah, you could.
I would enjoy.
There's nothing mundane about a cup of tea.
Yeah, that's important. That's
There is
important.
if you get it wrong.
Can I ask a question about Compare the Market? Obviously, it's
I'm not an expert.
it's advertised by meerkats,
It
right?
is, yeah.
These 2 Russian meerkats. What is the relationship between those meerkats?
I've
I
always
thought that.
seen them as a Burns and Smithers kind of.
A little bit, yeah, but I don't know. The more I watch it, the more I think one of them is the other one's slave. He has no
he's rich,
power relationship
yeah.
in the power of this relationship. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mundane Mario Party.
Ding! No, Game 6, Squid Game. You are a happy squid, enjoying life in the sea, blowing bubbles and hanging out with your fellow fish buddies. But life in the ocean takes a cruel economic twist and your debts increase beyond repair. So you must take part in a game where you must play against other sea-dwelling, debt-ridden animals in a game to survive against other aquatic creatures and mean humans. It's a dogfish world out there. So, it's based loosely on the Netflix hit Squid Game.
It's called Squid Game.
Yeah, buying the rights to be quite hard.
Well-
But remember, it's a little bit like Robocod. What's
James Pond.
James Pond.
You would have to call it this Squid Game.
Yeah,
or just Squid Games.
Squid Game.
Squid Games.
Because then you don't get done for copyright.
That's right. So again, I don't know, little mini games, but a little bit like Fall Guys, possibly, where it's the last one to survive kind of thing.
Okay.
But based
But a bit more sinister.
A bit more sinister.
Yeah.
Get eaten by a shark or
I
something.
quite like James Pond in the aquatic games.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah, so any ideas for survival?
These are your ideas.
I know, but I just,
Any ideas?
I'm
for
waiting
my
for the
ideas?
bing.
But you still got 40 seconds.
Oh no,
so give us some games
So let's
as part
think
of
about
the Squid
some
Game.
of the games. So you would. What happened in the actual show again?
Squids you ink, right? So you can like ink shoots. You have to blind the other squids.
Yes.
Like blah blah blah, and then obviously they go into a minefield and die or something.
Perfect.
You have to play tug of war with an electric eel.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. That's really because that was in the show as well.
Not an electric eel, was it?
No. Just waiting for the next big.
Well, we still have some time left. So, why don't you tell us what you're doing for your holidays next year?
I'm investing in Squid Game.
Maybe you could be in debt to the sharks from Shark Tale because they were like mafia, weren't they? Robert De Niro.
Oh, no.
Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro. De Niro.
Next. Game
Go,
number
go, go.
7.
Next.
Game 7. London Racer Revisited.
Yes.
No, don't do it. Including Edinburgh.
Yes.
The popular racing game, or racing caper, is now expanded to include Croydon.
Yay.
New DLCs will include travelling through around Croydon High Street on foot to explore the golden age of Croydon, such as Sega World.
Yeah.
So it's London Racer Croydon edition.
Is this a DLC for Croydon Facelift?
Could be.
They work well together.
So other than
you've
that, it's
got
the
to-
exact same game.
You've got to avoid crashing into trams.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
hazard.
It's a
you know,
racing game.
More
London
unique to
Racer.
Croydon.
Because Dylan loves
Croydon
London Racer. Yeah, Croydon Boy Racer.
And every 500 yards, you have to stop at a set of temporary traffic lights.
Yes,
because
and there'll be
Thames Water are
potholes
working the
aplenty.
road.
And
Why
if you
is-
stop on the side of the
why
road, you
is-
get a ticket from a traffic warden.
Yes.
Why is this game so great, Dylan? Why do you love it so much?
London Racer is one of the worst racing games I've ever played in my life, but it's hilarious. And we had it.
It's become like a running joke. Didn't it? Hasn't Adrian got to?
I made sure I think I got you the PS2 one. Didn't I?
yeah.
The Secret Santa one year.
Didn't you get it in one of those? You remember you got the boxes?
I did, the secret-
With the
remember the secret
That was
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got one. That's how we found out about it in the first place because it was like the PS1.
Yeah.
I
game or
think
something.
you got me as a joke. London
I
Racer
got you as a
2.
joke.
London
and then
Racer
the
2.
second one.
So this is London Racer 3, basically.
So you're basically using the immense name that London Racer has established
Yeah.
to use Croydon.
Well, London Racer and Croydon. That's two massive success stories brought together.
yeah,
Jeez.
basically. Yeah.
I mean, we do have a really nice underpass, so you can probably floor it down. So,
That's right, actually.
Yeah.
And do you know around Pearly Way, there's always those boy racers revving up.
Yeah,
around.
true, yeah.
That's part of it.
You take them on.
Take
Yeah.
them on big time, you know. Yeah, 100%.
You have to get out of Valley Park car park before they shut
Oh, no.
Yeah.
before the
That's
feds
the-
shut the car
That's
park.
the final boss. That's the
Ding.
Game 8, Boy Band Manager, featuring Dane Bowers.
Yes.
So many Croydon references.
Yeah. You are the manager of a new boy band. You choose the name, the members, and help them plot their way to superstardom. Dane Bowers is a rival manager, and he will do anything for his new boy band to overthrow yours. So
There's one person who knows what it is to put lair. There's one person who knows a lot about building a lasting career and selling loads of records. It's Dane Bowers.
Sure.
he was part of Another Level, of course, a very successful 90s boy band. So it's kind of like a simulation game. You kind of have to sort of select your band members, book the tours and so forth. I think it would work quite well.
How realistic is this going to be?
Not very realistic.
So is it going to be like
Dane Bowers is a successful.
Is it like
anything.
a SimCity?
It's not
Oh
very
yeah, like I'll
realistic.
put electrics there kind of thing, or is it like so it's like a boy band? You'll just play this gig, or is it like I need to sort out that after party? I need to sort out like
There's controversies aplenty.
Are there
so-
controversies?
This says
You-
weird Japanese dating hentai
It really
game.
does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, like Doki Doki or something like that, for example. And,
This sounds like another DLC for Croydon Facelift as well.
yeah. So there you go.
Can you have 12 members in the band and call it Boy 12?
Could you imagine? Yeah. Well, yeah. I suppose you could. I suppose there should be a limit eventually. I don't know what the maximum could be.
Well, Blazing Squad are, 24?
Yeah, they could be part of the game, couldn't they? Actually, you know,
Why?
Would you have to have like head-to-head gigs or like,
Yeah, there'll
like
be-
Battle of the Boy Band?
it would be like about you have to compete on TV shows and
Yeah.
so forth. It could be like a rhythm game a little bit, and it'd be lots of stuff mixed in, really.
I love the idea where all the boy band people are people who were famous 20 years ago, briefly, and not anyone who's younger or current.
Well, my budget's quite small, so Game Bowers
Yeah.
is available at
It's
that
an indie
price.
game.
Ding!
Game 9, Race Walking Championships. Waddle your way to the finish line with slow button caressing snail-paced racing challenge. Just make sure at least one of your feet is on the ground at all times. So slow.
So it's a
and steady.
speed walking game.
Speed walking, but you can't. It's no running allowed.
So you have to keep a nice gentle rhythm.
Gentle rhythm,
Not too fast.
plod along. But don't put one too slow.
too
You want to
slow.
win the race.
That is an interesting idea, in theory. How would you vary the different rounds or stages or races? Inclines? Inclines?
Inclines. The destinations would be different for each one.
Tactics?
Oh. There would be Wandle Park. Lloyd. No more Croydon. Yeah, so it's a little bit like button bashing, but you've got to do it slow. Like obviously with inclines, you've got to sort of be a bit more subtle. So yeah. But do you think race walking is really weird?
It is, yeah. Because
see
they
it?
have to, because to do power walking, they do that thing
Power
where they
walking.
wiggle their hips.
And you have to always keep one foot
Yeah.
kind of.
It does look like you need the loo constantly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. There's no easy way to say
you
that.
look
But
permanently clenched. Yeah.
I think it's a sport that hasn't had the video game attention it deserves, in my humble opinion.
It deserves.
I think there might be a reason.
Yeah.
You know what? I take back what I said about the she's or that game being a terrible idea.
Brett, where is she or that? We need it right now.
No. How's the time going, Rob?
We've got another 16 seconds.
Okay, I mean, I think it's a nice idea. Get some like all-terrain stuff. Get some good weather, like things in it. So
Yeah.
you could do like walking in winter, walking in summer.
Yeah, you could use the
rain,
haptic control of the
haptic
PS5.
control,
So you
yeah.
could
I think
feel
it's a good
the
idea.
mud
Good idea.
and feel the ice.
You could have a Christmas version.
Oh,
Walking
let's
in
go.
a winter.
Game 10. I don't know if Rob done this one, so I apologize. Don't make this ingrained. I hope you haven't stolen one of Rob's ideas.
Plagiarism.
Who's the boss? Choose a character across numerous side-scroll and beat-em-ups and go straight into a randomly selected boss stage from multiple classics featuring Final Fight, Knights of the Round, Streets of Rage, Comic Zone, Alien vs Predator and much more. I don't know if you did something similar.
I don't think so.
But you basically, so you choose a random character, Axel, for example, or Skate, and you just do the boss fights.
Can you choose, or do you get randomly
That's
assigned?
randomly
a character?
selected.
So you could literally get anyone
Yeah.
and face any boss.
Any
In
boss. Yeah.
I quite like the randomness.
I like how Dylan has been so haunted by playing his son at Streets of Rage, even though like the mention of skate makes me shiver.
Like skate. I don't know. No, that looks skate. He's alright. It sounds a bit like Mr. Have you guys tried the Mr. X Nightmare thing on Streets of Rage 4?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's randomised as well. They just put like random stages and stuff and kind of like throws you around, like disorient you and stuff. That could be a really cool idea. But then you'd be different characters and everything, or you'd just be like one kind of.
You choose a character. So
that
you can
would
be
kind of-
gold. You can be main Golden Axe guy versus the boss.
But then when it
versus Predator.
switches boss, do you remain as?
Yeah, you remain.
What's his name?
And I guess it's like a league
Tarek.
table. You go higher and higher and higher.
So, do you
Yeah.
play by the mechanics of the boss's game or the character's
See,
game?
that's the question. I guess you could choose.
You could randomise that as well.
Oh, could you imagine? Yeah, that you could. Yeah,
That would really disorient people.
it would, wouldn't it?
That'd be like riding one of those bicycles at the fun fair, you know, the circus, where it goes like you steer right and it goes left. And,
Yeah.
like, you,
I think the licensing issues would be quite big. How would Capcom?
Although
can
you mentioned mainly Capcom games, there was only a couple, wasn't there?
yeah,
that
but
weren't.
we could. There'd be everything.
Capcom would be up for it.
Capcom would do it, but you've got to have all of it together.
I'm not a big fan of boss rushes in video games,
Not really.
and for that reason, I'm out.
Oh, okay. Next game, number 11, Untitled Wasp Game.
wonder where you got this idea from.
Obviously, kind of based on
Yeah.
Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
You, as a wasp, you need to cause as much havoc to humans in and around a country pub. Complete various missions such as drink inside without getting trapped inside and overturn pint glass, and sting various troublemakers a lot across your lovely visit in that particular pub. Untitled Goose Game is a very, very fun game, and I really
I've played a
recommend
bit of
it.
it.
And I just think this wasps are just quite
Just annoying.
No one hates. Would we hate wasps?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
No
we
one
hate
likes wasps.
No one
so
likes
basically, you
wasps.
control a wasp, and you basically have to do little missions. So it's a little checklist: do this, do that, and that's how you.
Do you know what? Of all your games so far, that's the best one.
Okay, you like it?
I like that one.
Could you play it in different ways? Could you be like the only nice wasp? Could
Well,
you go
that's-
out there and like not be an annoying,
Well,
Not
in
bad.
Untitled Goose Game, there's loads of different ways you can complete different missions.
or you
And
can just be like a typical wasp? And,
real
yeah.
pain in the arse. But I suppose you could be a friendly wasp. But
like the B and B movie.
Yeah,
Like the B&B
like you're out
movie.
there to try and change the public perception of the wasp.
I have a question.
Okay, yeah.
So would it be through the wasp's eyes? So everything is flipping massive, or would it be from like a third person
Well,
thing?
I was thinking third person, truthfully, but you know, like Stray, you know, the cat game, kind of. You see a lot of the wasp kind of floating around. But I suppose you could do it in the eyes.
Just for a laugh, and just be like everything would be super gigantic, and you're like flying around, like trying to sting James's forehead, and it's like the Earth on like No Man's Sky or something, you know.
Like the horizon of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but obviously the biggest boss would be pint glasses.
Oh yeah,
Be hard, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it would work.
It kind of like a wasp-esque Castle of Illusion.
Oh, next game 12. Senor Robusta. Barrister by day, barista by night. Senor Robusta is a hard-working lawyer by day and gets the inside scoop on the streets by working as an eagle-eyed, caffeinated barista at night.
Yeah, all those coffee shops that are open at all night.
Hear me out. Think Ace Attorney and Cooking Mama combined. So you kind of have to one day your day job's kind of working as a lawyer, and in the night you're kind of working the barista.
there is a game like this. Oh, what's it called? It's called Coffee something.
so-
Where you not you're not a lawyer and
While
a
keeps looking
barista,
at that.
but there is a barista game.
A barrister and a barista.
Yeah, combined.
I think
not
me
a
and Rob have
barista
stumbled on
game.
the fact it might be more logical the other way around, because then also you're a barista by day, crazy ass lawyer by night time.
Yeah, because
makes more
how many
sense.
courts do you know that are open at night?
No, but he does all his work at his home in the
That
night.
would make more sense.
It's
But,
ca- It's called Coffee Talk.
ooh,
Yeah.
coffee talk.
But I think you have to like learn how to make different kinds of coffee. But it's also like a
Okay.
little RPG type game where you listen to people's stories and stuff like that.
Maybe you should have like a version of Daredevil where half the game is him being Matt Murdock, the lawyer, and having to do lawyer stuff in court.
Yeah, I've never played any of the Ace Attorney games. Have any of you guys played them? Are they good?
I love them. I traded them all in, but yeah, I had all of them at one point. So they're so good. Objection!
But if you drink too much coffee, you got the shakes.
That's true, and you get angry. Or
Yeah,
something.
your dinner gets really angry. Yeah, I was a bit angry this morning, wasn't I? Where's my coffee? And there wasn't any.
I tried to make Adrian a cup of coffee. The coffee was bad. I found some other coffee. Then the milk was bad. And I just gave him some water.
Yeah, luckily James came to the rescue.
He did, yeah.
Just trying to buy time to the next counter. Yeah.
I'll tell you when.
It was
What
nice
is it called
coffee.
again?
Senor Robusta.
Ding.
Okay, game 13. One ring to rule them all. You play as the One Ring, so that is actually you as a character. You can make subtle movements, not a lot, let's be honest, but you can change the size. You know, in Lord of the Rings, the ring can slightly change size.
Yeah.
So you basically have to help yourself and get taken to Sauron. Basically, your mission is to go back to Sauron. But you can impose mind-altering abilities. You can select various options, such as stick to hands, burn the neck of your carrier. Obviously, it's game over if you're thrown into Mount Doom.
I think there might be one or two tiny licensing issues with this one.
You can roll. You know, a little bit like I'm thinking. We love Katamari.
Completely ignoring
You can roll down hills. You've got to get to Sauron's grasp.
That's
but
the power
obviously-
to make Sean Bean go crazy.
Basically, yeah,
Yep.
he's going to be in it, 100%. So,
Definitely.
yeah, so you're going to control a sort of ring-based object.
So we've used all the budget for Sean Bean, and we've got none,
Yeah,
none
got
left for Dane Bowers.
I love this idea. Like, you have it like a Lord of the Rings theme from the other side, but you're on Sauron. You're the ring.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I quite like the ring. I think it's crazy, and they finally got to it in the recent Amazon thing, didn't they? Right at the end, they speak about the ring.
I don't know, I didn't watch it.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
No, so it could be like a sort of balance game as well, because the ring has to sort of
While
balance,
it's rolling along.
rolling down hills and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, Gollum would make an appearance, and would you guys play it like a sort of 3D sort of game?
Probably not.
I've played a lot of Lord of the Rings
I'll
games.
give it a whirl.
I don't know if I could stomach being the ring.
If you
Yeah.
promise me Sean Bean's in it, then yeah, I'll give it a go.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. But there you go. That's what I was thinking. One ring to rule them all. But the licenses issue would be a problem. Not going to lie. Right,
Ding.
Dick, next one. Alf Pogs in VR. So you can play Alf Pogs in virtual reality. Play virtual Pogs starring our favourite cat-eating alien, Alf. Remember Alf?
He's back in
Pog form. Obviously tied into The Simpsons. We'd play that, wouldn't you? I used to love Pogs.
Yeah,
You know?
we used to have
definitely.
Premier League Pogs. Do you remember?
So hold on, because Pogs, you throw the thing at the thing,
Yeah,
right?
in VR.
So you'd have to like take the
So you
motion controller and kind of flick
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
downwards.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm there.
That's wicked.
You would
great
play
idea.
it. But obviously every Pog is Alf based.
It's Alf based and his shenanigans.
All of his best moments from the show.
Yeah. I'm surprised Alf isn't big. Aren't you surprised they're trying to remake him or anything? As a
Well,
A little
rubbish.
bit, but the problem is, he's got such an iconic look. You would I don't know. Would you like do a Sonic movie version of Alf?
No, he was perfect as he was.
I mean, that's the start of a franchise there, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alf Pogs, and then you could have what other 80s and 90s kind of iconic TV show characters?
anything.
Pogs.
Saved by the Bell Pogs. I don't know.
Was there ever an Alf video game?
Yes, on the Master System, it was rubbish.
Yes. I think it's like held as like one of the worst Master System games ever.
Yeah.
Would you rather play Alf Pogs or Alf on the Master System?
But duh.
Yeah. Milhouse would be in it hopefully as well because obviously he's a fan, isn't he?
He is,
So
clearly.
try and get him as a playable character.
Yeah.
So how many, do you start off with a pile of Pogs, or do you start with like
Well,
just a
so-
few and you have to build your pack
I'm
up?
a bit
or-
vague on the rules.
Yeah,
It's been a
so
while.
basically you have to throw this plastic disc, don't you? And you have to flip the Pog over.
So
don't
what
you?
did you start off with? Like, did you keep adding to the pile
You
until
had
someone?
like a collection of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all different ones, and then you basically bet like a section
Yeah.
like of
Yeah.
against someone. Someone would put in a certain amount, you would put in a certain amount, and there'd be a pile. And then you slam down. You take it in turns to slam your slammer. I think it was called a slammer.
Yeah,
Slammer.
because the
Slammer.
Pogs were like cardboard, but that thing was
Ding.
plastic.
Game 15, halfway through. Quite a few of our listeners are probably happy about that. There you go. We'll get there. Cobra Kai Dojo Sim Creator.
Yes,
Start as Cobra.
I will play it.
Keith's already bought it.
Start as either Cobra Kai, Miyagi-Do, or Eagle Fang, and build up your dojo to compete against your rivals. Hire the best senseis and recruit the best Karate Kid champions to train and then compete in the All Valley Championships. Do you go old school like Miyagi-Do, dangerous like Eagle Fang, or modern like Terry Silver's Cobra Kai in the later series? So it's kind of like a simulated game again. Lots of things you can do and build up your dojo from scratch. Obviously, yeah.
I like
Soundtrack.
it.
Very 80s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd buy it just for that, wouldn't you?
See,
Now-
there is a Cobra Kai video game, but it's just like a standard beat 'em up. This sounds way better.
Does sound good.
Sounds way
Dojo manager,
better.
is it? Dojo creator.
Yeah, Dojo
Sim.
Dojo
Dojo Mojo.
Mojo. we call it, yeah, so,
Cobra Kai Dojo Mojo.
Johnny Lawrence's Dojo Mojo.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, Keith can help me in this game.
Can Hilary Swank's character have her own dojo in this?
No, she's banned.
No,
No chicks allowed.
It's allowed.
apparently there's rumours she'll be back. She might make an appearance in season 6. Then be the rumours.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that last one went so well.
What, the next Karate Kid, the film?
Yeah.
Apparently, she gets more questions about that film or Cobra Kai than she does about any of her Oscar-winning performances. It's quite funny, isn't it?
Yep.
Can you imagine? So,
Can you like attack the opposition so you can like
you can like put stakes and-
deface LaRusso's poster?
Yeah, like
you can steal the
sabotage.
Medal of Honor.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
you sabotage things? Like,
Yes,
like
you can.
send-
Smash bonsai.
yes.
Smash bonsai tree. Yeah, you can.
New favourite game of Adrian.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is that do you actually get to control the actiony fighty bits, or is it all just
No,
the
I think you
managerial?
can, but it's not really the biggest part of the game.
Okay.
Ding!
16. Street Fighters on community service. Select various characters to help the community. So you can use Blanca to power up an ambulance. That might
Of all the hold on a minute. Of all the things you could power up, you've chosen an ambulance.
Imagine having a Blanca powered ambulance rushing up from scene to scene.
You can use Vega to retrieve people's car keys in a river. Or maybe use dowsing to grab hard-to-reach cans of food for old ladies in the grocery store. So basically, you're one of the characters in Street Fighter. You in community service. You got to help people, and you got to use your powers for good. So yeah, would you play it?
I'm
Any other examples of characters that could go?
Guy
above
would
and beyond?
chopping fruit with his sonic booms and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
else we
Dhalsim
got?
can light a campfire for people.
That's true. They could be.
Yeah.
So little missions.
He could do a lot to help the elderly.
Yoga
He could start
campfire.
fires in their houses. He could reach stuff for them.
Yeah.
Um,
And you could hire. Imagine if you're I don't know the chancellor, you want to help the currency.
buy some dollars.
Yeah, you would bring in bisons to look after your currency.
Some
Buy some
dollars.
bucks,
Yeah,
isn't it?
get
No,
it
it was
right.
buy some dollars.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Street Fighters.
Well,
on
it should have been buy some
community
bucks.
service. Yeah, buy some bucks. There you go. So trying to help. Basically, you're a street fighter, so you've done a lot of wrong in your life. You're trying to give back to the community.
What's it called again?
Street Fighters on community service.
So, like, you actually, if you're like, say, Dhalsim, you actually have to just keep on
Do
reaching
they have to
for
wear
stuff.
those high-vis vests?
Yes,
Like the real
they do.
community service people don't.
Yeah. Well,
Balrog with a community boxing gym,
yeah.
There you go.
You could do, couldn't you?
like a discount Rocky store.
Yeah.
Yeah, or make a point and click version. No. Don't go down that route.
Balrog, the point and click.
Ding! It wasn't
game-
actually 2 minutes, but I just wanted to end that.
Yeah, probably wise. 17. Keep it like this.
Oh, go on.
Save Sean Bean.
Yay!
You are Sean Bean, and you're transported moments before each of his movie deaths in glorious 3D. So just before he meets his maker, your task is to rescue Sean Bean from the infamous times he usually dies in these situations.
Excellent.
So situations might include Lord of the Rings, Equilibrium, and of course Game of Thrones.
It's a bit like Quantum Leap.
Yes, you're
Exactly what I was thinking.
just
I
like
love
Quantum
it.
Leap, but you're Sean Bean.
It's good. So your task
Bean.
is always to save Sean Bean. So
Big
basically, you have to. You're that character that can save him.
Yes.
You get ported into that character,
And you control
and then you
him
have to
with yourself.
find him, and then you can manipulate the situation.
I like that.
to make sure that he survives.
Spot on.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
a
brilliant.
great idea.
I love it.
Yeah.
You really missed your vocation in life. So what is it called again? Save Sean
Just
Bean.
save Sean
Not,
Bean.
not
Endless
Quantum
number
Bean.
of scenarios as well.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
What
can
other
make
deaths?
up new ones.
Make up
Yeah.
new deaths. That could be like this kind of DLC. Kill him harder, maybe. But
Kill him harder.
Die hard, kill him hard.
Bean harder.
die harder. No, but he died. Did he die in James Bond? So
Yeah,
how did he die in that?
You get like a tower dropped on him or
Yeah,
something.
it's like a massive
He died
thingy.
twice.
yeah. So
satellite dish thing.
How else did he die in other games? He actually survived in Troy randomly. So maybe the spin could kill him in Troy. Maybe.
He got
Maybe you could like
chopped
be,
up and arrows in him in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
maybe you could be transported to also films where he didn't die, and you would have to.
Hunt him down.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, not die in those.
we got his head chopped off in Game of Thrones, didn't he?
He did.
I bet Lady Charlie's Lover would be fun.
How did he die in that?
Syphilis.
He had un petit mort, as the French call it, in that one.
So yeah, say Sean Bean.
Some of the listeners will get that.
Yeah, I didn't get it. But
Ding!
Game 18, chomping or champing at the bit. You must decide as quick as possible. If people and or horses are either champing or chomping at the bit, with the quickest reactions winning. Scenarios might include a zoomed-in horse's face. Is the horse chewing or is he champing to start the race by the look in his eyes? You decide.
How much?
So is this like one of those WarioWare games where
Yes.
you've got like a couple of seconds?
Thank you. It's quick fire WarioWare kind of
Okay.
games.
How much are you planning to charge for this game?
£50.
Too much before we know the prices.
Chomping, because we make the joke in our podcast, don't we? We were chomping or
Chomping or
champing,
champing.
and I just thought it'd be quite an interesting way of doing things. Yeah,
I'm gonna add my 2 cents here.
yeah.
That is very good, but then how do you like throw in like do you throw in like bubble gum as like a scenario? Like you can like throw a bubble gum in, and then the horse will be chomping, not champing.
Yeah, okay.
Do things like that.
Yes, I
so
think
basically you can be multiplayer. So actually, you can
yeah.
start with a scenario, and then one person will be like guessing, and then the other one will be trying to like sabotaging.
perfect.
Think of that.
See, Dylan, you're on board for this game.
They just write themselves.
Yeah, chomping or champing. Which one do you prefer if you said that same?
It's obviously
It's champing, isn't it?
Is this,
Yeah.
is this just a picture? It's not a moving
Well,
image.
Champing at the
kind of like a kind of like WarioWare sort of graphics,
Yeah.
kind of bit out there. I assume like it's a picture and it zooms out slowly. You've got to decide, is he chomping or champing? You have to click. It's like,
I don't think I'd be
It's,
very good
it's
at
a
that.
bit of a bare bones game, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
Really?
calling it a game.
Really?
yeah,
sounds more like a mini game.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, no one said it's an expensive game. Next one.
Nope, there's still time left over. Adrian, this isn't the Royal Rumble. Like, we don't make it up as we
next
go
man
along.
in.
Yeah. No, I'm just waiting for the next ding, really.
Someone scat. There you go.
Game 19. An open world Roald Dahl game. So you play a boy or a girl and you travel through the Wonka's Chocolate Factory, the Giant Peach,
Yeah.
Mr. Fox's tunnels, the Twits, Escape the Witches. Think GTA on George's Marvellous Drugs.
Grand Theft Dahl.
Yeah, that's it.
I like this.
So I think there's a lot of crazy scenarios. I used to love Roald Dahl as a kid, the books.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it's crying out for an open world kind of adventure, different missions and so forth.
Such as...
Well, you might get stuck to the Twits tree, and how do you escape? You've got to take off your trousers, for example. I don't know.
wow.
Just as an example, just randomly take off your trousers.
Just an example, my game will have children taking off their trousers.
Well, that won't make it. Trust me. But in the Witches, you get turned into a
Mouse?
so you have to kind of wiggle through.
Yeah.
You can access different parts of the hotel. So just imagine all the Roald Dahl locations are near each other.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, and I would like it to have like a Quentin Blake art style as well to
So
go
would
with
I.
it. That would be so cool.
Yeah. What's your favourite Roald Dahl book?
James and the Giant Peach.
That's
Yeah,
it.
same.
Favourite?
Twits all day,
So,
every
what,
day.
so what,
That's
do you,
it.
what do you have to do with the Giant Peach then?
You have to.
You've got to navigate
you have
it to New York.
Catch seagulls with the
Yeah,
webs.
yeah, to keep it, airborne.
I'd play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan doesn't
Sure.
like Roald Dahl, I don't think. Look at his face.
Not
What do the
fan.
seagulls eat? Because they had to stay airborne for a long period of time and they couldn't dive for fish.
Flying plankton. I have no idea.
So I never really was into Roald Dahl much. I can't even remember reading any of his stuff.
Right.
But you know what I do like of his? Tales of the Unexpected. Could you have a Tales of the Unexpected one where you're basically always a pickpocket? Because if you watch that, the twist at the end of most of those is that the guy was a pickpocket.
Okay.
Without
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't
That's
seen
in it
it.
now, yeah.
Game 20. Bob Ross's Happy Little Accidents. You are a lumberjack with an afro and must go around Bob Ross's landscape and fix any happy little accidents. This includes cutting down trees, demolishing rocks, and causing havoc. The more trouble you create, the better. During this time, Bob Ross will use his paintbrush to colour in more enemies, like Comic Zone. So imagine you play on like a Bob Ross painting. And
So you're playing a Bob Ross like live painting.
yes, and you have to destroy these happy little accidents that he creates. Really, so it's like Comic Zone mixed with a painting kind of.
So you're
game.
destroying like his painting,
yeah.
but he's then filling in like
He's
hazards.
he's the master villain, really. So you got to annoy Bob
No,
Ross.
you can't have a game with Bob Ross as the villain.
Yes, you can.
No, this is my main concern. You can't destroy Bob's work.
Maybe he is just the antagonist and you're the real villain.
That's the
Yes.
thing, maybe.
Yeah,
I reckon
yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably fair. I actually quite like Bob Ross a lot.
I love Bob
find
Ross.
him very calm.
Yeah.
I like his hair.
Seriously, I watch it and it helps me chill out.
It's
serious,
true.
deadly serious.
And I like how he does all that little happy little accident. just add
Yeah,
to that.
happy little trees.
But we are causing havoc on Bob Ross's expense.
Oh, I can't condone that.
Scandal. You're destroying
Can't
Bob
condone
Ross's
that.
good name.
Would you like to have Bob Ross's hair?
Maybe just for a weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could manage Bob Ross's
Yeah, I'm
hair.
not sure I could live with it on a daily basis.
I'll take what I can get at this point.
Well, there you go. So, kind of Comic Zone-y, kind of
yeah.
arty.
But
And,
instead of Sketch Turner, it's Bob Ross.
yeah.
Is it going to be as hard as Comic Zone? 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah, no,
rock
no,
hard.
no, yeah.
Eesh.
What enemies does he paint? What like?
Happy little trees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just landscape.
They're
Mostly.
like trees, really. And rocks
Mostly
and
just
attack you.
trees.
Just trees.
Just
Trees,
trees.
the odd jagged rock, and the river.
Green trees, brown trees, orangey trees.
He's a great artist.
Ding.
21. Gary Busey versus Nick Nolte. You can play as Gary or Nick, or both, in an alcoholic-based Streets of Rage side scroller. You can power up and unleash rage mode and grow almighty beards and go crazy. So I like Gary Busey and Nick Nolte.
How can you tell which is which?
That's the
That's
question.
part of the game, isn't
That's
it?
part of the game. So think Streets of Rage, but you know when it's all blurry and a little bit out there. Yeah. That's basically it.
Great.
So
I like it.
an alcohol-fueled
Yeah.
side-scroll and beat 'em up.
I like it. Do you like it in video games when they kind of simulate alcohol and when you drink
Like
it?
in GTA.
Like
Was it
in
GTA
Oh, the best game I've
Vice?
played lately for that. If you put Red Dead 2, did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
when you go out and get drunk. It's fantastic. It's so well done.
Yeah.
So
Explain it,
well
I don't know
done.
if you got to that bit.
I can't really explain it. If you can find it on YouTube, someone would have put a clip on there. Can you maybe explain it, James? I don't know how would you describe it. But it's a great
not and do it justice. No,
no.
But
for anyone who's been drunk ever.
yeah, it feels and looks
Yeah.
exactly like that. And it's all very kind of wobbly and slightly unnerving and kind of like you don't really know where you're walking or who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Does the music change in this as well?
Yes, it would actually. And it'd be based on some of Gary Busey's and Nick Nolte's the kind of landscapes on their biggest films.
Like 48 Hours
And
or
Cape Fear.
Under Siege?
Under Siege would be in there.
Lethal Weapon.
Oh, Lethal Weapon.
What's your favourite Nick Nolte and Gary Busey film?
Point Break.
Yeah, same.
Point Break is very good. That's Gary Busey, of course, isn't it? Do they like each other, do you reckon?
I don't.
They know each other?
I'd have to say that Mr. Joshua in Lethal Weapon because he's just hideous, isn't he?
It's a good villain.
He's a really good villain, and he refuses to say the word drugs. He uses the word merchandise, and I like that. Bit of class.
Ding!
Game 22. Zoolander.
Ding!
Come on.
Do you know what? I can't believe it's taken until 22 for him to mention
I
a
know.
Zool game.
I want to hear the synopsis.
Zool is now trying to make it in the fashion industry as a stylish alien ant.
Well, he does have quite skinny limbs.
Yeah. Levels include choosing a new bandana to match your shoes and walking down the ant walk. And posing.
Damn you for laughing. You're only encouraging it.
It's a rhythm-based game with mini-games. Hedgehogs better watch out. So kind of like Zool and Zoolander combined. Fashion industry.
Oh, I just got that. Oh, no.
I do my little turn on the Antwerp.
yeah.
So what are Zool's kind of like special moves then? Because you had like what's the one?
You can
from
stick
Zoolander?
to Blue Steel.
Funny.
Your Blue Steel
Steel
and like Magnum and
Magnum.
stuff. So what's Zool's
Chuppa Chups.
versions?
Well, yeah.
Chopper Chops.
Sponsored by Chuppa Chups. He's good at sort of sticking to walls. He's quite fast as well. He's like skid around a lot.
The names of the moves.
I'm not that clever. Think of some, please.
Hang on, this is your pod.
Aiden's an ideas man, not a details man.
Yeah, exactly.
I suggest maybe we just have some calming dead air for the last 35 seconds of this.
In other words, the less you talk about Zool, the better. Is that right? What is it?
I'm surprised
Zoolander.
it hasn't come back yet. I'm surprised there's not another Zool game.
But there
So
was,
this is-
wasn't there? Didn't I?
They kind of
Was that
they've
like
done
a remake?
Remaster.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
remaster of the first game. So I think we want more Zool.
Is that one of those things where they tried to get a crowdfunding campaign and they couldn't raise the money?
They did. They made it.
I think the only money that was there, Adrian put up, didn't he?
First Alf, now Zool.
yeah.
The C-listers.
So not Merman. It could be like Merant.
Ding!
Okay. 23. Troy Aikman's Achilles Hell.
Okay, come on.
You control Troy Aikman, and you must stealth your way into various rooms, stadiums, and locations. So you can hide in lockers, old washing baskets, a little like Mourinho did for Chelsea. And other means to hide away and steal all the NFL trophies and rings. So obviously Troy had to hide in a horse.
Okay.
But now you're Troy Aikman, and you have to hide away and sort of stealth your way into different locations and so forth.
And did he have an Achilles heel injury?
Well, I don't know. You know NFL better than me, but
I don't think he ever had an Achilles injury, no.
no.
But,
So-
you know, it's...
You control Troy Aikman.
I mean, I always embrace an opportunity to slag off Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Could we like sabotage him in some way? Why does he have to? I don't want him to be like the protagonist. I want to
Yeah,
like.
You can chuck him
I don't want
wanna-
to root for him.
I want the option to be someone who can sabotage him. So he's going about his business, sneaking
Yeah.
in, stealing his rings or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I want to be like, like a good commentator and like actually,
commentator.
and actually like sabotage him a little bit.
You could be the one to give him an Achilles injury.
Yeah. Well, famously, Mourinho was banned, wasn't he? I think he had a stadium ban.
Was it Champions League game where he
a big
did...
game? But he apparently hid, didn't he?
yeah.
A old
They
bastard.
wheeled him into the dressing room.
Just like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah. But so you can force Troy Aikman to go into dirty clothes. That's one thing you can do.
You could play as Tony Romo.
It's
Everyone
not-
likes
it's not
Tony
enough for
Romo.
Dill.
He's the Cowboys quarterback everyone likes. And he's a good commentator.
I just thought
and he can stop Troy Aikman.
I just thought Troy and
No,
It'd just be Romo versus Aikman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Romo versus Aikman.
yeah, and I just had a play on his name, kind of based.
I
on,
liked it, and it fit the
I
Troy,
kind
it
of-
fit the Troy theme.
I thought of Troy.
Ding.
Okay. Game 24. US Soccer Penalty Shootout Challenge. Play the old MLS style penalty shootouts against computer or human opponents.
Explain what these are, people
The
that don't know.
the ball starts at the halfway,
Yep.
point, and player one can dribble the ball and aim to score past the keeper. The round ends when the ball is scored, goes out of play, or there's a time limit. Player two is obviously the goalie, so it flips back and forth. I don't know if you've seen these clips
Yeah,
on YouTube. They
yeah,
actually
yeah.
exist.
It's basically like an ice hockey penalty, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's what they do with that. So you
I think
get build
it
up
got
some
30
momentum,
seconds,
and then
maybe. I don't know the exact time.
Well, they have the ball.
so you get the ball on the halfway line, and I think it's the same in ice hockey. Do they call it dribbling with the puck? What do they call it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they have to score.
And then you have to score. But it was so in MLS in America when it first started. That was if you got a penalty or it was a penalty shootout. You
So did
dribble
you have
from
to
the
shoot from a
halfway
certain
line.
distance,
No,
or-
You could shoot from
so you
anywhere.
could try and go round the keeper, or you could shoot before you get there. That was quick.
Sorry, no, you're right. There's only 1 minute. I zoned out.
Hang on. Talking of sabotaging,
You like the game idea?
Yes.
You like the game idea?
Again,
Skip it.
skip it.
Game
No,
20.
no, go on. Like you still have time.
What do you think of the game idea, Dylan?
I feel like there's something similar in a FIFA game or a PES game or something that lets you do it. Or is it that bit? It's like that bit when it's loading and you can kind of dribble the ball and
Yeah,
stuff
that's it.
and like
It's in
kick
all
in
the
the
modern
thing.
FIFAs, yeah, like the arena modes. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're basically already there, but strip it out, rebrand it,
Yeah.
make it millions, mate. I think
And,
that's
And
super
Diana
right.
Ross being an unlockable character.
Yeah,
Who's the big American footballer in the 90s that we could use as the
Freddie Adu.
Freddie Adu's
Roy Wrigley. John Harks.
Kobe Jones.
Alexi Lalas. Oh,
Alexi
he
Lalas.
probably already had a game,
Carlos
did he?
Vela.
Yeah.
Carlos Vela. I like Carlos Vela, so he can do it. Carlos Vela, US Soccer.
Ding.
That was real. 25. Magnet fishing. Like a traditional fishing game found on the Dreamcast, magnet fishing replaces fish with metal objects. Over the course of the game, you can buy different strength magnets ready to unearth hidden metal treasures in various lakes and rivers. These include Wandle River,
another DLC for Quentin Faceit.
Bedington Park River, and even River Thames.
But my question would be: do you want to go magnet fishing in those rivers?
It's a real thing. Magnet fishing exists.
What? No, I know.
If I
No,
want
no,
a
I know.
trolley, I'll just go and take one from
No.
Tesco's.
Unearthing trolleys will deduct points. That's written down. So magnet fishing exists. You can make a lot of money out of it. You trawl the river. You've seen it,
Yeah.
and this is the simulation game.
No.
Yeah, but why Croydon Rivers?
Yeah, why?
Because we
More like-
want that mainstream appeal. Clearly.
Mainstream.
Would you? Yeah.
So Wonder River was like buried for,
Yeah, what- there's loads of treasures
for
under there.
various reasons. Oh, it's going to be minging. Are you going to like proper, how minging are you going to? Yeah, James
Well,
already
You
read
can
it.
trawl up
How
loads of
minging
crazy things.
Oh,
Old
God, like
swords, old medals. No,
No.
no one likes magnet
Old
fishing.
bean cans.
Have you ever? You can really buy these things. It's quite popular.
How
hobby
do you
now.
trade it off? Do you have to establish your own trade links and stuff? How do you actually
Well,
make
I
any
guess
money out of
I
this?
was just thinking you just get points for how rare the items
okay.
were, and it's kind of like you can feel the sensations. Imagine like on the I think
You mean
a
like a rumble pack thing?
rumble pack thing, yeah, definitely.
I've seen magnet fishing loads, and there's some of the stuff they pull out is unbelievable. My sticking point is why Croydon again?
Why not?
I get the feeling this is a lot like how the Moonwalker film creative process probably was. Michael Jackson just spewing out random stuff.
Yes, Adrian. Yes.
Are we?
Of course
how
we can
close
do
are we
that.
to the next game?
We're not far away.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Ding.
Number 26, macro machines. Mixing micro machines and economics, you must pick a politician and vehicle. The Brexit bus is part of that.
What about JFK's limo?
That's in there.
Nice.
You must traverse through a track of tricky obstacles. Look out for OPEC oil spills, dodgy taxmen crossing your paths. Power-ups include quantitative easing off the track, where all pitfalls are removed. There you go. The whistleblower, where you can force your opponents to spin off the track uncontrollably, and shrills of despair, and the stab of your opponents in the back with people with the knife in your back. So basically, it's Micro Machines mixed with macroeconomics, and you can control infamous vehicles across the world of politics,
Such as
the Brexit bus
and
the topic that Rob said.
The 4X wagon.
will there be like protesters glued to the road as
Yes, they would be.
well? And do you get
100%.
points for missing them or running them over?
That's an issue we'll worry about just before the game's released.
And what if Michael got to turn into a spaceship at the end?
Yeah, that can be a vehicle in the game. Fine.
The Bitcoin bus.
Yeah.
The Bitcoin banger.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I have to veto anything that tries to make Brexit a success. Sorry, bye. I'm out.
What happened to the Brexit bus? Have they demolished it, do you think?
I hope so.
They probably,
They probably just
repainted it.
repainted it.
Oh, 2 Jags.
I was just about to say that. You could
Jags,
drive one
yes.
of John Prescott's 2
No,
Jags.
weirdly, you control both.
Or both at the same
Somehow
time.
you control both. Yeah. So, macro
We got there.
machines.
Cool.
Yeah, Rob's on board.
And that's all she wrote.
Micro Machines was good, wasn't it?
Micro Machines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good game, wasn't it?
Can do 4-player in macro machines.
If you can find 4 vehicles, think of 4 vehicles to be in it, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Ding!
Game 27. Wayne Rooney's Wall Ball. Play the infamous game of Wall Ball where you take it in turns to kick a football off a wall at certain angles. Height and power. You hit at certain angles at
Yes.
different heights and power to stop your opponent from also kicking the ball at the wall. Walls can include brick, stone, sand and rusty metal. Watch out for divots, walking pedestrians, pigeons, litter and dogs. Sir Alex famously banned Wayne Rooney from playing wall ball as a teenager, but now he's ready to live all his wall ball dreams, and Wayne becomes a playable character once all the wall ball events have been completed. Watch out for Ronaldo, though.
Minus points for calling Fergie Sir Alex.
Okay,
Oh,
fair
yeah.
enough. But
Many
it's a real
minus
game we used to
points.
play as a kid.
Oh, he's played loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wall Ball.
Wall ball.
The Wall Ball.
I
I
like
just rem-
Pat Ball.
Oh, Pat Ball. Well, it was a tennis ball, wasn't
That's
it?
another good game
The
idea.
wall ball was football, was with a football,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All I remember from that is like trying to get from one side of a wall to another without getting smashed in the head from like 100 yards away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
But that
used
was
to
it. You always wanted, a bit like Pat Ball, you always wanted to try and hit it with like the shallowest angle so that it would go off the wall.
Oh,
like,
I got so
at the
many
side.
injuries playing any types of that. Literally, I've done my ankles in so many times
Yeah.
playing that. Mainly because I was crap at it, but you know,
Hey, there you go.
I could play
I like
it in.
it.
I can play
I like
it in
it.
full video game glory
Yeah, and
and not injure myself.
Alex Ferguson was not a fan. There you go, Robbie. You happy with that? He wasn't a fan, apparently, of Wayne playing it. So
Okay.
he can be in the game as well, if you want.
And why Wayne Rooney? Because he wasn't
Because he
allowed
was
to play.
banned from playing Wall
Yeah,
Ball.
exactly.
Is that true?
Probably.
I think I read it somewhere. Wayne, if you're listening, let us know, please. Right, are we on to game 28?
No,
Please.
No, okay.
I'll tell you when.
Rob's taking his time keeping duties very seriously.
Are you good at wall ball, Dylan?
Ding!
No, okay. 28. Championship Snail Racing Manager. Select your snail and try to progress through the mean back streets of snail racing. Train your snail with speed and agility drills before competing against rival slippery mollusks as each snail is placed in the centre circle, with the first snail reaching the outer circle the winner. It's a real thing, snail championships, and that's basically it. So you control a snail and you've got to wiggle through.
How do you train what are the drills?
Well, you can do like different training things. So you can do speed steps.
I want a snail montage like the one in Rocky 4.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So,
Where you have like the high-tech futuristic training methods. And,
What about all those existing racing games for snails?
is there any?
Gotcha.
Oh, you got me there, yeah.
There might be, because there was a DreamWorks film called Turbo that was about
Yes,
snail
Turbo.
racing.
About racing.
Maybe I'll get Turbo involved.
Get a
Yeah.
license in
Get
there.
a license in. Yeah, but that's so basically you control the snail.
Snail racing. And would that be like track and field, where you would have to tap your buttons really hard, or would it be like the speed walking where you would do it slowly?
No, I think
because
it's got
snails are
a
slow.
bit of speed to it, but I think you can see there'll be birds that can come down and swoop you off the pitch
Oh,
and stuff
no.
like that, and other salt. Can you imagine a guy walking by with salt on his chip actually spills something? There'd be a few things that could happen.
Lots of hazards.
Dodge out, but it's a real sport. People do play it. Big money, so
Where do they play it?
I don't know. It could be this weird. It's a big circle. It's almost like a target.
No. Like it's not a UK thing, clearly. So where is
It
it?
might be. Yeah. So there you go. Championship snail racing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Coming to your PS5 and Xbox
Soon, in amongst all of those other choices of games.
Should we move on to the
got that.
penultimate game?
Glorious dead air again.
Shall we go on to the penultimate game?
I'll tell you when.
He's taking his timekeeping responsibilities very seriously. I like it.
Yeah. So sorry, Andy.
He just wants Adrian to feel the weight of his decision.
wants to live with it.
Yeah.
How many you got left?
2.
2 left. We've done 28.
Yeah.
I was 28.
28 games already.
It was daylight when he started, to be fair.
Yeah. It was so
Dark out now.
So the penultimate game
Hey, I haven't
was
said it yet. Ding.
game 29. Cooper's Hill, the cheese wheel tumbling in VR. So have you seen Cooper's
Yes,
Hill?
the way they
that would
race
be
down the hill.
amazing.
You play this game, so you must
First I
charge.
thought you meant Cooper from Mario, but
No.
obviously different spelling.
You must charge down a steep hill, aiming to collect the cheese wheel to collect the trophy and a chunk of cheddar. Expect broken bones, smashed skulls, and bruised egos. Rival players include Corporal Camo, Bert,
Hang on.
Gloucester Monster, and the Term Breator.
See, now, you're bringing out these cheese jokes. Now, Keith, in the break, actually brought out a load of cheese
Can you tell us
jokes.
some cheese jokes, please?
No, Adrian, don't try and divert it.
No, but I'm just saying, after Keith's one, they've kind of fallen a little bit.
Cooper's Hill is quite a famous. You know what it is?
Yeah. The
It's a real
cheese chasing is ridiculously brutal.
I think
Yeah.
it's one
Like,
of
if
the
you look at the videos,
so steep, isn't it?
people end up with like broken
Yeah.
legs,
Yeah,
broken
yeah.
backs, they end up with bruising everywhere. And the hill's like a 1 in 2. It's ridiculous.
So if I had to do it, I would prefer to do it in the safety of VR.
but
Yeah,
how
where
would you,
my
how
own-
would you
my
run
own
in
leg bones
like,
are not-
down a simulated hill?
Well, no, you wouldn't run, but obviously it'd be like...
Oh, you're just literally
Yeah, you would
experiencing
experience it and
Jesus
use the
Christ.
move controllers or something, and I don't know.
Ding.
And the final game, game 30, Arcade Attack, the video game. Coming full
Uh-oh.
control of 1 of 5 players in the pixelated side's going to beat him up against other retro game podcasts. Utilise James's mighty strength and plumbing skills to drench your opponents. Keith's cunning ability to navigate the mean streets of Croydon with his council knowledge. There you go, another Croydon reference. Deal has the ability to hack his way out of trouble with his web skills. There you go. He can also shoot webs like Spider-Man.
I don't need to be. Okay, go.
I can use my mighty back-of-the-box game boxes to propel danger. Rob,
I don't need to be included in this.
no,
You are anyway.
you're an unlockable character. I don't know what your special power is.
Damn, burned.
Thanks.
Foes-
Really glad I came along today.
Foes include the retro hour, but that you, for example, you must complete that level in 1 hour.
1 hour,
Yeah.
okay.
The retro asylum is based in
In an asylum, yes.
The waffling tailor can attack you with waffle irons. And the retrospective makes you players reflect on their decisions and possibly throw in the towel. So you reflect on your life. And the Game Over Man podcast will obviously appear once you get Game Over. So I've just chucked in a few of our lovely other podcasts in
The
there.
waffling tailors would have to be like nicely suited and then attack you with waffles.
Yes, they would.
Waffling
So I
tailors.
just
Or
thought
maybe they
it'd
were
be quite-
just waffles.
I got it.
Or maybe
Instead
they were
of the
just waffles and attacking you with tailor equipment.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I don't know what your special ability would be, Rob. Sorry.
What would it be, Rob, if you could choose? Would it be the ability to not be in the game?
Does he just walk up to people?
Ability to not be in this episode.
No, Keith. He walks up to people and he goes, "Ding!"
Ding! That is the end of the hour.
Hey, made it. Woo! Thanks for listening. There are some of my favourite crazy games. I'm not sure if any of them. I don't know if anyone's got a favourite there or just happy it's all over. But
Mine's definitely peer pressure. I'm sorry, I'm there.
That's
game.
That's the
Peer
best
pressure.
one.
I
But
started-
no, because it went downhill afterwards. But no, it was great. Thank you,
was
mate. Thank
excellent.
you.
That was
And
excellent.
well done to Rob for doing all the dings as well. That's
Many
appreciated because we did I don't know if anyone remembers who's listening to this. We tried it with the bell, and then I almost deafened myself when I had the bell. So glad that. But I was hoping for a ding ding, but
Ding, ding.
ding is good. Thank you.
I want to
Okay.
play Johnny Lawrence's Dojo Mojo.
Dojo Mojo. Thank you. James, any games that you'd like to play?
Wasp game.
What's game?
Untitled Wasp game. Love it.
Rob, I'm scared to ask.
I'm trying to think of my favorite one of that list. What's so many candidates?
Ding.
Maybe the one with the politicians' vehicles,
Macro
Yeah.
machines.
macro machines. Although I'm not really sure. You didn't really explain how macroeconomics would actually fit into the game.
It doesn't really. Just
He only had 2 minutes. Be fair.
Only had 2 minutes, really. So yeah.
Otherwise, you would have explained it in detail.
Yeah.
yeah. It can be whatever you want
On
it to
another
be.
podcast, maybe.
Well, look, we'll wrap things up here because times are ticking. People are busy. If you've got your own 30 crazy ideas, just don't let us know. We're not that bothered, but just think about
Tell us
yourself.
anyway.
Make your own podcast and tell the world then. But there you go.
Stop hassling us.
yeah. I'll see you guys later. Take care.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. We really hope you enjoyed it. You can tweet us at Arcade Attack UK. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/arcadeattackuk. Check out our website at arcadeattack.co.uk for lots more retro gaming goodness and to delve into our archives. Our podcasts are also available on Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Please leave us a review and a rating, we'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to support Arcade Attack, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/arcadeattack, which will give you access to exclusive podcasts, interviews and other bonus content. So, until next time, take care and we'll speak to you soon.